Hello and welcome, everybody. Oh, gosh. Of course, I got to straighten my hair, got to do my lips, got to do all of that. Here I am, coming in for a quick second. That's what I'm coming in before I have to haul my ass downstairs and start looking at shit. So, so much. It's Mercury's gone direct. The moon is in Leo. Okay, what does this all mean? And I know I wrote had a few people inquire about what I meant about my, there's a country that's a test program, and yes, it is Canada. Um, this is where, with this energy, it's about getting off, getting off the boat where you don't want to go. Like it's focusing on the things you want to do, kind of stuff. So number one, I know that I love doing readings. I'm going to continue doing readings. It's a part of who I am. I enjoy it, and I'm going to continue doing that. And I'm going to continue telling people the truth about the energies that are coming in, and be that badass bitch that people get pissed off about. That's who I am. That's what I'm going to continue doing. Other things in my life that I don't have control over, or that are, I have to give them up. I have to say, you know what, I have no control over this right now. So I got to give it up to the Holy Spirit and ask for inner peace and the miracle. I can't control this right now. I could do the best I could do with what I need to do, and then go from there. So certain things in my life, yes, I know I have to move. We'll have to be out of the house by the end of June. So we'll be moving. So I know I have to do that. I know I have to pack, clean, do all of that stuff, right? And get it done. The other thing is that I also know that there are, I'm doing a no-brainer job part-time just to bring in some extra money as we are continuing upon our journey to move forward. So there's some things that I know that I'm going to be doing, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. Other things, if it's not in my alignment, or if I don't want to do it, then I'm not going to do it. The thing is that this energy is coming in and saying, what are you procrastinating about that you need to get off your ass and just do it? And then if you're in the middle of it that you find out that you don't want to do it, that's okay. But you're not going to know until you get off your ass and get going and get doing it. There's a bunch of assholes out there. Decisions that are being made right now, especially where Mars is on Algol, it's coming from the dark. When you hear shit coming from the government and you hear stuff coming from the WEF, this is dark energy that's coming forward. When you hear our prime minister spew off bullshit about, the guns or whatever else he's spewing his shit about, that's coming from the dark. That's coming from energy that is of the darkness. And it's just like, you know what? Okay, you can keep spewing what you're going to do. It's not really going to stick. It's there to sort of scare us. And that's the thing. It's like there's this energy that's out there that wants to scare you, wants to control you, so that you don't move forward. You don't do what it is that you want to do. And the beautiful part about this right now, excuse me, my allergies are just going crazy, is you got to stand up and you got to be that light, and you got to continue doing what it is that you really enjoy doing. It might be, yeah, I know I'm going to be I love this job, and I'm going to continue doing this job. If it's wildlife rescue, or if it's gardening, or you are working at home hardware, but you just love working at home hardware because you love to be around all the tools, and you love the people and that energy and the whole bit of construction or what have you, then you continue doing it. That's the thing. Don't allow for this other parts that are coming in to scare you. Now, okay, my nose. Couple things that are, coming in that are unfolding. So that are wanting to have people the carbon footprint. Now, there's a push on this carbon footprint. I just wanted to bring this up because I want to, what is the carbon footprint? And they are wanting to create some kind of app to make sure that you go into this app, or that you go into the digital ID, so they can monitor where you go, what you eat, what you buy, and so all of that. And I'm just like, okay, this is where people begin to awaken. This is where the people begin. That's where the rumbling starts. That's where, when the rumbling starts, this is where people are saying, you know what? No, we're not putting up with that bullshit. We're not putting up with that crap. And begin to stand up. And they begin to do things to create the change. And it does take time to do it, but that's what you're going to find is going to be happening. And people are going to start doing it. Now, as they rumble and as they create the change, people aren't going to just sit by and be kind and nice and say, okay, the truckers convoy showed that, yeah, we can be very kind and nice and to one another. But we're going to find over the next year that no, people aren't going to be kind and nice. People are going to get very frustrated. And that's part of the awareness. This is where people coming out of their hippy-dippy spiritual world and delusional cells come down and start to say, okay, yeah, what do we need to do? This is when the boots hit the ground. And we're going to start seeing, especially in October and November, and I keep saying October and November, but we're going to be seeing it in the later part of this year and into next year, where people are going to be starting to awaken and say, it's like I said, the inflation is here. This is inflation. It is where this carbon footprint and the taxes that they want to in place they're going to be using Canada as a test market for all of this, because Canadians are nice and they're pushovers, right? It's one of the main reasons. And then we got a prime minister that's going to bow over and suck someone's ass for it and do whatever he's told to do by the higher ups and throw his people under the bus. We've seen it. This is the awakening. It takes this disruption and chaos in order for people to say, oh, you mean I can't drive out to Airdrie? No, I'm sorry, you've used all your gas credits. Yeah, I can't go here. No, I'm sorry, you've used all your credits and you can't go anywhere else. So these are the things that are a part of the awakening. And it seems like they seem horrible and they seem scary, but humans have to have a shaken up and be shooken up in order to wake up, in order for them to create the change. And that's what we're going through. And the frustration of it all is there. So our main thing is focus on what it is that you know you want to do. And continue with that focus. Know that the world and inflation is going to get crazier. This is where, again, we start looking at what can we do in order to bring in something to help us out. And that's where you're going to see, people reinventing, rejoining, and redoing things in a different way. So it is, the shizzle's going to hit the fan even more, and we're going to feel more intensity as June goes through and July and August. We're going to start feeling it I think we've already started to feel a lot of it, but the pressure and feeling in the pressure pot is going to be, it's like it's just getting more. And but the lid isn't on tight, so things are going to blow in many different ways. And it's going to start blowing when you go to the store and stuff like that. So you're going to see it in little increments. It's going to be these little increments, because that's how they make the change happen. It's like, they give you, a little bit an inch and a little bit of inch, and then you get pushed back an inch and a half. and then you can go forward a little bit, and then they push you back a little bit again. So in other words, is that they are, the more that, it looks like they're giving you more, whether it's government and policies, but in fact, they are doing more and more restrictions in different ways and restricting you. So there you go. I know, such a ball of good news on a Friday, right? But it is the awakening of this. This is a time to get off your ass and start doing the things you love to do and focus on doing those. And if you are wanting to travel at this time, and booking a vacation, that's the other thing, is that you will have to be very careful about booking vacations, that they don't cancel your flight, especially if you're doing anything between, well, actually anywhere in the world right now, because they're doing that. The airlines will take your money. They're not going to give you back your money. So if your flight gets canceled, I don't see them giving back your money. They'll try and do some kind of credit, some kind of craziness, but they're not giving you back the money. So when it comes to anything like that. And if you are wanting your passport or needing to renew your passport, do it now. There is over a 3-month waiting list plus for people to get their passports at this time, Canadian passports. So if you are wanting your passports, definitely, this is, get your name in there to get your passport. But I just feel like more is the intensity's coming in with everything more and more. But within that intensity and craziness, there is this light that's saying, okay, this is what you need to focus on. Know this is happening. Again, if you just bought a place, or if you are paying a mortgage, definitely look into making sure you get your payments fixed right now, because over the course of the summer, interest rates are going to be going up even more. So we want to make sure people aren't getting themselves in a rut when it comes to your interest rates, because it's going to start getting pretty gnarly when it comes to interest rates and things like that. So yeah, but I'm doing readings, and I'm doing natal charts. So if anybody are wanting to get their natal chart and stuff done, we'll be coming out with a sale getting closer to the middle of June. So if you want to wait and see what my sale is, definitely you can do that too. It's up to you. I'm just giving people a heads up now on the sale coming in. So, and I'm working basically Thursdays to Monday right now. So crazy. But I'm still having a garage sale on June 12th. I'm kind of all over the place because I've been up since 4 this morning. So it's just been nuts. Nuts. So anyways, my loves, I just want you to have a heads up. We're heading into another crazy weekend with energies. And because Saturn is going to be going retrograde, and even though Mercury's going forward, but Jupiter is starting to slow down, so Jupiter will be going retrograde in a few weeks, and we're heading into that sort of retrograde season, and same with Neptune going retrograde. So we're heading into the retrograde season right now. So heads up, you thought things were gnarly, they're just going to get like a little snaggle plus. That's what they're going to get. They're just going to get a little bit crazier with everything. So focus on the things that you love to do, and focus on, that's the main thing. And that's what you're going to hear me repeat over and over and over again, because it's unfortunate. A lot of my predictions have been coming true. Told people about interest rates, are going to be going up. Food prices are going to be going up. Gas prices, I know they just went up to 179, but they will be going up here in Alberta 10 to 1 by the end of summer. September, maybe, we might be paying over $2 plus for a liter of fuel. So you have to look at your priorities. What are your priorities? One of the images I keep on getting, because we are also in a huge crazy rental market, and because I am renting, looking into renting again, is this crazy rental market that's coming in is really going to bring in new ways or ingenious ways of people coming together to bring in like community. I think I mentioned that the other day, of like purchasing either property or like an old motel or something and renovating it and things like that. So things along that line are going to be a huge one that I can see coming forward for people, and that's going to be over, not so, over a span, and I'm going to give ourselves a span for another 10 years. So by 2022, 2023, or not 2022, 2032 and 33, that's where, this is going to be where people, this new communities breaking out and opening up in and around the world. And people are going to be doing and breaking out into new communities in and around the world. So craziness happening. Sri Lanka is a big one. I know they just accepted help from Russia. And things are getting a little bit feistier over there in Ukraine and Russia and in Iran, getting a little bit crazy. So things are just heating up. So as we get into the summertime, remember, things will get heated up. So people, this is where, especially Canadians, we have to start paying more attention to what our government is doing. And because they're stepping all over us, and they're really throwing us under the bus. And the vice grips are on. So we'll see what's going to unfold, because I can feel there's going to be some craziness that's going to come into Canada, where I think a lot of are just coming to a point of being fed up with everything. So there's some kind of craziness that's going to be hitting Canada over the next while, and same with the United States. It's getting crazier down there. So I think that's all I got. I know, it's just like, come on, can't you give me something really nice, or give me all the flowers and the unicorns and everything else? Love to give you flowers and unicorns. There is flowers and unicorns out there for you, but you really have to just be aware of what the fuck's going on out there, because it's crazy. And there is a lot of things that are going to be implemented, and they're going to do it in small increments. And when I was listening to part of the WEF yesterday, it's just it is nuts, But they were all talking, I mean, these are elitists. They were all talking about, well, we have to pay our lenders, and it's all having to do with the bank. So remember, the bank wants to get paid. The bank wants to get paid. The bank wants its money. And so they will create or make things to happen. And that could be part of instead of calling it a social credit score, they might call it your carbon what is your carbon footprint? And your carbon footprint is going to be where, well, you bought so much of this and that's a little bit too much, or you're using too much of that and you're not, it's not recyclable. So there's going to be things like that are going to be implemented upon people. And it's not going to be, we're going to see it. It's, where the elitists, the ones who have, are going to put because they want to have more. So this is very similar, again, this is very similar to the 1300s. It's very similar to 17, in the 1776 and into the revolution in the United States and France. So this is like really awakening, where it's saying, okay, are we going to sit back and accept it, for what is unfolding for us all? So people should cut their carbon footprint. Um, but cutting your carbon footprint, what they're saying, this is part of cutting your carbon footprint, means that you can't drive your car. You can't drive your car. And by 2030, that any racing cars have to be all electric. They cannot be gas. And that means no more flying, because of jet fuels. Can't be flying. That means, things that you enjoy, the little tiny things you like to go and buy, can't buy them. That's what the carbon footprint is. The thing is, people don't understand is that we have reduced emissions in the world, that your car basically has zero emissions. So we have reduced the carbon imprint. The carbon imprint has been reduced. And when they start telling you this is what they want, it sounds great, because they're making it environmental, makes it, and we all want beautiful trees, and we want the birds, and we want the bees, and we want the bears and the monkeys and all of that. We want them all to survive, and we want them all. Yes, we do. This is about being aware of, but also understanding that what they're proposing is a social credit tax. In watching what you do, what you say, where you go, how much you buy, and how far you travel. That's what it is. And are you speaking out of turn, like me? That's what it's all about. And so they would, when you buy a new phone, it would be automatically on your phone. It'd be automatically on your computer, your smart TV, or where, whatever, in your car. That's what it would be. Yes, reducing, recycling, definitely. My car definitely recycle. But are they recycling? Turn your bottles in and stuff like that. Definitely. Things like that should be promoted even more. I 100% agree. But when it comes to your car, and the understanding that electric cars are not environmentally friendly. They have a worse carbon footprint because of the lithium that's in the batteries. And where do the batteries go? Do they have a recycling program for their batteries? And how do all these electricity, where does this electricity come from? What's the plant? What is the plant fueled by? This is where it's like a lot of people don't think about the whole thing when we look into the carbon. They have to use coal. They have to use coal. So this is where it's understanding the whole process. It's great to have solar. If you're going off grid and stuff, if I had a camper, which I'd love to have, or an RV, definitely would have solar power, backup generators and stuff in my camper. Definitely. I would do that. I would still have it on fuel, on diesel or gas or what have you. But I would still have that as a backup in case of anything, but what they're proposing is huge. And plus those are minerals that are very difficult to find in the world, right? So there's a reason. I just always say Mother Nature has a reason for everything. Mother Nature knows there's a reason why she didn't want so much lithium, for us to have so much lithium. But she's given us a lot of gas and a lot of oil. Mother Nature is giving us the resources. It's like, when people think that solar panels are made out of sand, they're not. They're not made out of sand. So this is an awareness. This is like, the researching and understanding of what it's all about. But they want to make you feel good about it. They want to make it sound good. But in that sounding good, remember, when it's too good, when it sounds too good, that's when you got to take a really good look at it. It's like the same thing as what they're finding about with people. And I feel sorry for those who have taken the shot. I don't care if you did or you didn't. I really don't. But the repercussions that the people are going to be having down the road with that. And that's virtue signaling. Yeah. That's the whole thing. It's like they, to a point where, I think right now they are talking about in Europe, in parts of Europe, that they don't want them to put their the temperature past 67 degrees. Could you imagine being in Canada and it's minus 30 and they just said you can't go past 67 degrees for heating your home? Excuse me? I got to use solar panels to heat, or you have to use wind and solar to heat your home in Canada. How's that going to work? I mean, it's great that we can have some of it, but it's not, the infrastructure is not there. They don't have that, to keep our homes warm enough. And even in parts of the United States, go to Milwaukee or Minnesota, in the middle of the winter, it gets freaking cold there too. So these are, they make it sound all great, but the thing is, at the end of the day, those elitists, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit about you. They're going to be going back to their $100 million home that is fully gas, probably heated, and doing their own shit. Living somewhere in the south of France or somewhere where it's warm. They really don't give a damn. Barack Obama bitching, everything's eroding. He just bought $1 million house on the coast. But that's supposed to fall in the ocean? Do you think he's worried about that? No. Doesn't give a shit. They want to talk because their pockets are being lined. Their pockets are being lined by all of these guys. And that's the thing. They have their stuff. They have everything. It's people like you and me that have to really look at how can we begin to come together to support one another, to create our abundance in the ways that we need to create it. And that's where the new communities come in. That's where people are going to stand up and they're going to start rebelling and they're going to say, fuck no, we're not going to do this anymore. And look at new, innovative ways of creating new communities and what those new communities are. So it's a wake up. I mean, this wake up has happened since, 2019 and going into 2023 or 2022 right now. So it's there, it's happening. And, some people are saying, it doesn't affect me. The war in Russia is not causing the prices to go up. It's a factor, but the prices were starting to go up anyways, and it started with COVID. And even before. So this is us looking around and creating, what is it that I love to do? Where is it that I love to go? And how can I start to utilize the things that I really want to go for? And the thing is that if you really want to do something right now, go for it. If it's not going to work out, then you know that that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So stand up, go for it, stand in that power, stand in that beauty, stand in that light. Because do you think the guy up there sitting in the parliament, do you think he's not going for it and doing his own thing? Damn fucking rights he is, or she is. That means you need to too. So focus on the things that you need to do and focus on the communities you want to build. That is the most important thing to start doing. And from there, you can create enormous things from there. And that's where we're heading. And we're heading into crazy civil war type energy, very warring type energies. That's what it is. And that war means we're going to be fighting for the light, for the truth of the light. That's what we're going to be fighting for. And we do it by our example. We do it by us showing up each day. We do it by our prayers and by our meditation. We do it and by making sure that we're able to help others when we can help others. That's how you shine the light. That's how you continue the way going forward. And as you do it, you're going to see more people are going to be able to do the same thing as you. So sending out that light, sending out that beauty, because we can live in that manifestation world. It's there. We all have shit. We all have crazy, fucked up shit going on in our life right now. And it is dealing with it all. But that's why we have community. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for the abundance at this time. So make sure that you can stand up. And if you need help in some way, if I can't help you, maybe I can find somebody who can. So sending out so much love. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Have a blessed one, everybody. And I will try and tune in tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But have a blessed one. Shine your light. Mercury's gone forward. It's going to be a little bit bumpy road as he's going forward. But this is what we need to be doing for ourselves and for the people we love. Have a blessed one, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.